Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the week 4 week recap for Broncos country news. In possibly the ugliest way I've seen us win, we beat the Oakland Raiders 16-10 today at Mile High, putting us in number 2 in the division, possibly number 1. The Chiefs play the Redskins on Monday Night Football, and if Washington wins, ties us in first place with Kansas City. And today, I've developed this, a little notebook, so I can take notes on games for the channel. And today's notes I have for the Raiders and Broncos games, I'll read them to you here. Offense today, Oakland had 27 minutes of possession. 27 minutes and 3 seconds of time possession today. Our offense had 32 minutes and 57 seconds. So basically 33 minutes of time possession. Now, oddly enough, we only have 16 points and you have 33 minutes of time possession. You should score way more than that. We should have 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns. We should have had way more than we did. We should have basically blown out the Raiders the way we played today. As for comparisons, Derek Carr today went 10 of 18 and 143 yards, and he had a touchdown. Now, honestly, Derek Carr, I respect the guy. Great quarterback, great heart, amazing player. I think that Derek Carr is hands down an amazing quarterback, and that he certainly has a bright future in this league. And he actually did go down with an injury today, and near the end of the third quarter, Carr went down with an injury because we've sent a full-out blitz, and Adam Gotsis got a tackle on him. Gotsis, how do you say his name, got a tackle on him and basically took him down, and they said he's doing fine. They just took him to the locker room after the game. E.J. Manuel had to finish out the game, and he went 11 of 17, 106 yards. Hard to believe that for a backup. As for Denver today, our offense, Trevor went 16 of 26 today, 179 yards, and he had a touchdown today. Honestly, guys, not very impressive play today from the offense. Simeon did fine. He did his job. But other than that, things didn't really go our way on offense today. I mean, he had a very great play. I mean, A.J. Derby making a one-hand grab into the end zone for a touchdown on the first drive of the game made it look like, hey, we're going to be firing on all cylinders, and then we kind of shut down after that. As for rushing, Marshawn Lynch, I was sort of worried about that. He had 12 yards today. 12 yards in total. This one, and then their backups had a combined 12 yards of rushing. So that was about it. As for our rushers, CJ had 95 yards today, Jamal had 33 yards, and Devontae Booker had 14 yards. So rushing actually didn't really win the game. I saw predictions across the board all week saying it was going to come down to Marshawn Lynch and C.J. Anderson, who can run the ball better, who can play better run defense. And I was very proud of the way we shut Marshawn Lynch down today. He ran into a brick wall every single time. Von Miller was there. Brandon Marshall was there. Shaquille Barrett, Derek Wolfe, Shelby Harris, Damata Pecco. Everybody was bull rushing today. In fact, even our defensive bull rush went well today. So that was nice to see. Both teams got a total of 1 touchdown. Raiders had a touchdown, we had a touchdown. It was a defensive fight all the rest of the game. And honestly, they had 11 first downs, we had 16 first downs, and that really didn't come to the end of the game. But in terms of defense, 3 sacks today from the Raiders. 1 from Khalil Mack, 2 from Khalil Mack, 1 from Edwards Jr. Khalil Mack on the right side versus Menelik Watson. I was worried about that all week because, hey, it's Khalil Mack, and Menelik Watson hasn't exactly been the greatest right tackle. And Menelik Watson used to play for the Raiders, and Khalil Mack just used to beat the poor kid up. Honestly, that hurts. That really, really hurts, to see Trevor Siemian forced to run for his life most of the snaps. The offensive line really choked us today, and that was all from the right side. Then we pulled in Donald Stevenson, near cost us a fumble. I don't know why Donald Stevenson's still here with the Broncos. He's a terrible right tackle. He cannot block. Every time on a pass play, they bull rush him, and he gets knocked over, or they just outrush him with his speed, and it doesn't work. I don't know, guys. In my opinion, we need a new, better right tackle. Menelik Watson will have to do for now. But if things don't improve fast, then we really need to step up. Other terms of offensive line, Ronald Leary really needed to calm down today. He was jumping false starts a lot. He was jumping the snap. He really was causing a lot of penalties for us where we didn't need it. Same for the Raiders' offensive line. It really just was a defensive game. Both offenses just sputtered. Each had a good drive, and then they just sputtered out. And that's what happened. As for other things, we had 33 tackles. They had 45, but that doesn't really matter. They did not have a single interception today, so that was pretty cool to see. And we nearly gave this game away, and I was so freaking mad because near the last drive of the game, they were driving down the ball. We're up 16-10. There's a minute 50 to go in the game, and EJ Manuel's doing great, and I'm kind of pissed. And then he floats this pass to Amari Cooper, and I'm like, oh crap. And Justin Simmons just leaps up and grabs the ball and pulls it down for an interception to save the game. Again, defense bailing us out, so that I liked. As for yards allowed, the Raiders had 254 yards of total offense. We had 298. They were 2 of 12 on third downs. We were 5 of 16 on third downs. Not great stats, but not the worst either. In terms of special teams, they had a field goal today, a 38-yarder. McManus went 3 for 4. We would not have been in the situations we had today had he not missed that fourth field goal. He hooked it too much to the left. What the heck, man? You demanded a huge paycheck from us. Kick the ball through the uprights. You should be making every field goal. You demanded this much money from us. Make the kick. It should have been 19-10. It should have been 30-10. We should have blown them out. But McManus, he went 3 or 4 today. He made a 46-yarder. He made a 36-yarder, and he made a 26-yarder. So good job on Brandon McManus. As for total penalties today, they had 7 penalties for 75 yards. We had 6 for 40 yards, and we won 16-10. Honestly, guys, that's just all I had here. It was honestly a pretty slow game. Not until the end, really, when it was just a defensive fistfight. And I cannot believe this offense. We had 5 chances down in the... We had 3 or 4 chances down in the red zone where they're basically trapped, Our defense gets the ball back. We march down the field, end up kicking field goals. If we scored touchdowns on all 3 of those opportunities, guess what? The game would be 31-10. We blow them out. We seal the game off. But no, the offense just sputtered out and nothing happened. But defense couldn't really complain. Great defensive play today. Vaughn gets a sack. Wolf gets a sack. Shelby Harris gets a sack. Defensive side, we played perfect. Nothing wrong with that defense. Minus 1 play, defense played great. No problem on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, what the heck? We had 2 pretty good drives at the start of the game, and then we just sputtered out. And I don't know who to blame anymore. Do I blame Trevor Siemian not playing the smartest? Because Trevor did not play. He made some dumb plays. He threw passes he shouldn't have been throwing. He would hold on to the ball for too long. He would step up into a sack. Offensive line was really inconsistent. They would block fine and great on some drives. Sometimes they didn't block well at all. Sometimes Siemian held the ball for too long. Sometimes they just got beat off the line. Sometimes they actually did their jobs and they opened up holes in the run game. Receivers did their jobs. We didn't really drop any easy catches. We really weren't dropping any passes that could have been touchdowns. We were doing our job for the most part. I don't know, maybe Mike McCoy's play calling is stale. Maybe it's not working. But the Broncos have had terrible offense these past 2 weeks. We scored 24 points in the first game. We scored 47 points we just scored 42 points in the second game. We scored 66 points in our first 2 games combined. We have scored 32 points. 32 points in the last 2 weeks combined. 32 points. That is terrible. And like I said, I don't know who to blame anymore. Offensive line. Do I blame Siemian? Do I blame the run game? Maybe everyone's to blame here. Yeah, honestly, I don't like to give Simeon too much crap, but he does need to take blame here. Simeon is not making smart plays. Play calling is stale. Offensive line isn't the greatest. Man. Defense, again, not really much I can say for this game. We won the game 16-10. We played not our greatest. But then again, the defense bailed us out. And hey, I'll take a W. With a divisional game at home, we need to beat this team. We need to beat the Raiders. And who knows, if the Redskins lose tomorrow, if the Redskins beat the Chiefs tomorrow, then we have a shot. I am thankful, and I'm also not thankful that we got a bye week coming up this next week. I am thankful because maybe we can use these next 2 weeks to beef up that offense. Because honestly, guys, only scoring 16 points a game, a touchdown, and 3 field goals, that's not going to win games. That will actually lose games. No offense is going to lose games down the stretch. When we go to play teams like Kansas City, when we go to play teams like the Patriots, when we go to play teams like the Bills, when we go to play teams like that, we're going to lose games. In fact, we really lost the Bills because we had no offense. No offense will kill us, and we will lose games. We're going to have to really step up, guys, because home stretch is soon going to come to an end. We got a game at home after this. We got a bye week next week, so I maybe might just do like a update on the team then. Then we got the Giants at home. Then we have a huge road stretch, which we need to dominate in. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty nervous. Hopefully these next 2 weeks can beef up the offense, but I'm also not too happy because then again, early bye weeks, then after this we have 12 straight games of football, and it might tire us out, especially if we make it into the playoffs. We're going to need a first-round bye to get us through that next stretch. And that's just all I got to say, guys. But I wanted to make a video to this, but I really didn't have the time. Sad news, Red Miller, coach of the 77 Broncos, the 80 Broncos, passed away. We were not really a good franchise until Red Miller came along. He took us to our first Super Bowl. We went 12-2 his first year. There were only 14 games back in the 70s. And Red Miller, he did a good thing. He turned us around. He gave respect to the Broncos, showed that, hey, we got metal. We can be a good franchise. We can win. Today just felt like a win for him because, honestly, we really couldn't beat the Oakland Raiders until he came along and he proved, hey, we can beat teams like Oakland. We can beat teams like the Chiefs. And so, hey, what the heck? So today did feel like a win to Red Miller. If you're a Bronco fan, pay your respects if you haven't already. Red Miller was a huge part of the organization. He really got this thing turned around. It kind of kickstarted where we ended up going. But hey, so that's just all I gotta say, guys. We won 16-10. Ugly win, but hey, I'm gonna take it because after last week we needed a confidence booster, but we do need to beef up the offense. Offense looked sloppy out there, looked pretty bad. Offense looked terrible. Defense did their job. Let's hope we can get a bye week, and then maybe we can get a chance with the Giants coming in. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of the game down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and share the video with your friends. That's all I got to say. Later.